Here you see a picture of my great-grandfather.
Gene Gallivan's past became a big part of Greenville's future.
He was quoted in the Greenville News at one time as being a hound for money.
He says his great-grandfather founded the Gallivan Building Company and helped build Camp Sevier, a World War I training camp encompassing Greenville and the Taylors area. Take a miles-long march up Highway 29, and you'll find a search for sales on land where men once searched for skills. Westgate Mall is here now, but in 1917, another training area called Camp Wadsworth is what brought people to this same spot in Spartanburg. The government put the World War I training camps in the South for two reasons. One, anticipated warm weather, but the soldiers slept in tents during what turned out to be the coldest winter on record.
There were days when the high temperature was 10 degrees.
Frida Davison, dean of the library at USC Upstate, says strategy was the other reason.
It was only 50 years after the Civil War, and having them serve as training camps for Yankees was a way to start mending those fences.
She says the Harlem Hellfighters and African-American infantry were among the soldiers at Camp Wadsworth.
They were a ferocious group.
The soldiers training in Spartanburg found a point of peace at the Episcopal Church of the Advent.
I think Dr. Pendleton baptized scores of those who sang in choirs here, who participated in the services.
Mickey Pierce, a member of the church's archives committee, says Dr. Pendleton, the rector at the time, knew the war secretary, and that relationship is the reason Camp Wadsworth came to Spartanburg.
Well, it blows me away. I mean, it's just incredible.
Pierce says the tall candlesticks on the altar came from the camp's chapel. The soldiers gave the church this glowing gift of gratitude, and the parents of one soldier donated this hymn board in memory of their son.
Many of these guys didn't come home.
Courtney Tollison-Hartness, an assistant professor of history at Furman, says freedom wasn't the only gift the men gave to our area.
There was an economic boom here.
Eugenia Duke fed the soldiers at Camp Sevier. Her mayonnaise became the mortar that held the building blocks of a big business together.
There's a tale that she sold 10,000 sandwiches in one day.
The camps fed major improvements like new roads in both cities.
Camp Sevier had electricity and also telegraph lines, and this was rare.
Patriotic pride was also rare at the time.
For decades after the Civil War, white Greenvillians did not celebrate the 4th of July. It was considered a Yankee holiday or a holiday for African Americans.
But Tollison-Hartness says the tradition of star-spangled celebrations we know now started once the U.S. joined World War I. So the camps were a spark that ignited big benefits for this area, the war, and Gene Gallivan's family.
When you look at what he was able to accomplish, it really set a foundation for both his children and his grandchildren to live and be successful in this town.